If you would like to work with me, I'm someone who likes to create a structure, but also within that structure, you're supported to be creative and intuitive and flexible so that you can have a personal practice that guides you into a two-way exchange with your own animals. If you view yourself at the beginner stage, then I start with my book because it gives you an insight to the way that I work and the way that I teach. And also these stories are just, like I say, incredibly useful, fascinating, and so down to earth. And if you are also looking to begin to remove that belief that you've been subconsciously holding on that animal communication is harder with your own pet, I would recommend my Pet Communication Quick Start course. You can do that at your own pace. But the program that I really want to talk to you about today is the Pet Communication Advanced Personal Practice, which has the 6 signature communication tools. I'll talk about that in a moment. Now, when I talk about the mastery level, it sounds grand, like we're all showing off, we're masters and we're experts. But the real definition of mastery is application. So when you don't apply, it remains as knowledge. The minute you apply, you are already mastering the art of that you love. And animal communication is something that we love. And that is really what is the membership program that I offer, that everyone in that membership are applying what they're learning there and then with their own animals and with each other's animals in the group as well. But let me tell you a little bit more about the communication tools that I offer in the advanced personal practice. In the pet communication program, you'll go deeper. We're going to do it tool by tool so you can actually live what we talked about. 1, the curiosity gateway. And tool 2, the wheel of life for your pet. What these tools do is they help you drop into, recognize the bond and open intuitive channel. We know at this stage that we can connect with animals. All of us here at this stage, pet parents and communicators, where you're not at the stage where you're thinking, do this, am I intuitive? Do animals want to talk to me? You've already gone past that point. Where you're at is more the communication, whereby we're moving beyond when you first connect with an animal, we just open up the channels for intuitive information to flow in, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful practice because what we're saying is share with us whatever it is that you want to share with us. Sometimes we get loads, and sometimes we don't get a lot. And it's the sometimes we don't get a lot is the bit that I'm interested in, because I find that our animals do want to communicate with us. But we, to be fair, have more of a need to communicate with them than they have with us. True? Particularly domestic pets. That's really what I'm talking about. Wildlife is completely different, and nature is completely different. We don't go up to a tree and expect answers from a tree, do we? But with our own animals, because we have to live together, because we have societal expectations, because we ourselves have the restraints. That's really what my passion is to really help us to identify what is actually the restraints that we have and how to communicate that with our animals. So the curiosity gateway, the wheel of life, to really help us to really seal the bond and have great holistic communication. Then we come to something called what I named the role reversal communication. We're so used to the fact that animal communication is like we ask our animals questions. Have we ever thought that our animals have questions for us? This is one of the exercises, one of the communication tools that I offer in the program. We learn to open up the conversation where our animals have a chance to ask us about our lives, about our thoughts, our feelings. And that has been the biggest shift in the way that I communicate with my animals. we share our lives so closely together. So when we open up questions from them to ask, it really is quite a humbling and beautiful experience. And tool 4, I created a framework for us to identify what it means to us individually to hold meaningful conversations. What might feel meaningful for you may not be my definition of meaningful. So once we identify that, we can then go about creating the space and the time and the energy for our animals to share meaningful conversations with us. So here's something that I also discovered, which I created as a communication tool 5, the art of storytelling and symbolism. Another thing that I've discovered with a lot of animals in my private practice was that they may not just give me an answer, but it may come through as a symbolism, a metaphor, or an analogy. Some answers are so complex that our animals aren't going to write a 7-page essay as the answer to our question. So it can come through as an analogy. And I'm a person that love analogy. And to me, an analogy can explain so much in just probably a paragraph or two. And that can be a way of our animals communicating with us. So until we recognize what an analogy is, what a metaphor is, we again can't open up to our animals sharing that with us. So that's what I teach as the communication tool 5. And communication tool 6 is also one of my favorites. The focus is actually on us, for us to identify how would that open up communication by identifying our strengths? I'm a great believer, and I've seen it happen over and over again, that animals tap into what we call our library of information and experience. We carry with us everything we've ever learned, every experience we've ever been through, this invisible library that comes with us. Each and every single one of you will hold something unique that the animal needs. So in the program, I also include some bonuses, because bonuses are like the bridge to your success. You have the program, but then the bonuses is really the support that I can give you. What can I do to make sure you don't feel lost or overwhelmed? I offer a member hotline, and it's worked really well in my Deep Speak membership. I thought I'm going to have it here as well, whereby it's quicker than an email. Emails take longer. So if you needed a quick check-in, if you needed a help, I've asked this question and nothing's happened, or I don't know what to ask, or I'm stuck, you have a hotline directly to me. And for some of us, we love journaling. It is important to keep a record, because it's easy to be hard on ourselves and go, oh, I haven't progressed, or I haven't communicated with my animals. These are my own personal creations. I will create a journal that mirrors the curriculum of the program so that you can really track your progress. And you also have the opportunity whereby you're practicing on your own animals, and you can send that in to me to get feedback. And when the 6-month teaching program is completed, you can have an extended 2-month support. What happens whenever we do a course is that when it finishes, it's like, now what? Because to me, there's a difference between learning and application. So if you just stop at learning, then what you're going to do is you'll find that you're just going to want to learn again, and then you're going to want to learn again, and then you're going to want to learn again. We've got to be brave and start applying, because it's the application that makes us nervous. It's the application that holds the biggest risk of feeling that you're going to fail. So that's what the hotline is for. It's like, I got a safety net, so that if you feel like you're falling, you're not on your own. And I'll be able to spot what it is, and I'll be able to just pop you back on your path. And everything I'm sharing with you is everything that I've been through. It's literally all the stuff that I've turned myself inside out, all those years of wondering, why is it not working? Why is it working? It was all these inconsistent results that really drove me to want to find the reason for how can I overcome these doubts that I have. So the big question is, how can you apply this method and tap into the power of community to understand your pets better? So if you are interested, it is a 6-month program where you will learn the 6 signature communication tools with the bonuses included. You can enroll and have access immediately, and the live group teaching starts in September. Now, the only thing is, I'm only opening up 10 spaces. I don't want a huge group because this is such an intimate way of me wanting to work with you. I want to make sure that these tools, these communication tools, work for you. I want to see you applying it. I want to be by your side. Apply it. So I'm limiting it to 10 so that I can give you that personal attention. So, the question isn't whether you're able to communicate with your pets. You can. It's just that it's not consistent. It can feel a little iffy now and again. I want you to be confident that you will do it so that you can experience the transformation and have a framework that you can return to time and time again.